And we are now live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bill and Ammon's Bogus Hangout, our special Valentine's edition, because it's Valentine's Day. We're greeted today by Terry and Doc Sheldon. Hi, Terry. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. No Valentines for me. I have enough problems as it is.
How are you doing, Doc?
Keeping busy, buddy. Keeping busy. Trying to keep the circulation going because it's cold down here by San Diego standards. Yeah, I know. Terry's gonna laugh at that. It's in the positives, so to him it's summer. But you've been here long enough, Bill, to know what I mean. You know, when you get used to the SoCal climate, you don't have to get too darn low before you start looking for a jacket.
Right. It is February still.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Last winter, I hit about this point of the year, and I said, I need a long sleeve shirt. I need a sweatshirt. I need a hoodie. I need something. Well, I've got our T-shirts. Can't keep on doing this. Yeah. So I went to the store and bought a couple $100 worth of jackets and sweatshirts and so on.
Yeah, my brother and I were down in Florida on a golfing excursion, right? So we're on this golf course in T-shirts. The groundskeeper was wearing a parka. And he looks at us and he laughs and says, well, I know you two are Canadian.
I get a kick out of these kids. I see these kids out here on a really cold day. I think it got down into the high 30s here a few days ago. And some kids walking down the street wearing a pair of shorts and a parka with the hood buttoned up tight around his face and gloves in shorts. Now, they make special short buses for kids like that.
Okay, so we're gonna. So Terry, what's new in your business these days? What are you up to over the next week or so?
I've been working on some WordPress sites. I haven't used the Visual Composer very much. I find it very hard to work with the code, and I'd rather work with the code. I'm not a big fan of all the stuff it puts into the page.
I'm used to typing stuff out in HTML. I don't like Visual Composer because there's no guarantee that what you see in that is what you're actually going to get on your page.
Yeah, I'll usually use the visual once I get done putting the page together. I'll click over to the visual just to see if it shows up the way I expected it to. I'll see, okay, I made a typo, or I got too many spaces or not enough spaces or whatever. But it's just kind of a check and balance type thing. I like working with the text editor.
I think I actually forget about the Visual Composer aspect of the interface because I'm so used to just typing it out by hand.
Yes.
And doing it that way for years.
Yep. But some of the things that you can do in it take hours to do that way, and you can do it in about 5 minutes.
For instance, what?
I'm doing some icons. You know how they have the icon and then the box with the text in it beside? Well, to do that manually, you have to write the JavaScript, all that, you know. This way I just plug it in and I had it running and outputting in like about 5 minutes. It really looks nice because it's not using images, it's using icons. So it's nice for the mobile version.
Yeah.
I'll have to experiment with that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I still prefer, like you, to a lot of times I'll use the visual editor and write the code and put it right in there. I don't like that it just then. What it reminds me a lot of is if you remember when .NET come out, it had all that gobbledygook that it did so it could do callbacks and stuff live. It does a lot of that stuff. So, for instance, one of the pages on this website, the homepage has 2,400 lines.
Huh.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. For someone who likes to be able to read the code, let's say I don't look at it very often. I get sick. I have to keep a pail beside me. Yeah, so I've been doing that and some schema and audits for another dojo member. Good stuff. David's back active again, so more people to talk to too, so that's good.
that's good to hear.
Yeah, good to see David back at it again.
I don't know if we'll see him, but I did send him a link to the room here.
Yeah, I think, yeah, sometimes he has afternoons is busy for him, I think.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, Doc, I know you're busy the next week or so coming up. What else are you up to? Anything you can share with us?
Well, the thing that's been occupying me this weekend was, I picked up Search News Central from Dave a little over a year ago and never got off my butt and did anything with it. And finally, we migrated it, and I got off of that god-awful Joomla platform onto WordPress. And that turned out to be a chore. I ended up paying Tanya to do that, who breezed through it naturally because she knows both platforms real well. But she got everything migrated for me, and I've been going through there and cleaning stuff up. It had a manual action that because it sat neglected for so long, and spammers had done it, stopped by and planted some injection in there. So it was ranking like #2 worldwide for Cialis and Viagra.
Was competing with a lot of EDU sites, huh?
So I'm still waiting on a comeback for my reconsideration request. I have visions of some guy in the Googleplex saying, "Hey, Mark, look over. You got to look at this thing, man. Look at this mess." But it's clean now. So, and as soon as I get that blessing back, then I'm going to go ahead and convert it to HTTPS and get that thing back on the road again. See how many of the old writers are interested in still contributing. So kind of looking forward to that. I needed another time sink. Other than that, this week is crazy because my daughter is graduating the university, and I thought the last 6 years were crazy. This is nothing compared to this week. It's been a long 2 months this week already.
I remember graduating from school and being really happy about it.
Oh, she's tickled pink, yeah. And of course we are too. We're proud as hell of her because, like I said, she finished the top of her class, so we're proud as punch. It's just just so many things, and of course, then she's kind of the de facto leader of her class, so she's having the party here at the house.
Nice.
Her mother is pinging off the walls, trying to get everything moved and cleaned and painted and arranged and decorated. And I said, "Fuck it, call it pizza,"
The missus is jumping around. Apparently, you're not pitching in on that.
Missed
Hey,
that.
David. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good.
It's been a weird week. I'll say that much. Yeah. Back at the desktop there, Doc. I think I got everything ready now. Everything's ready to go. I'm pretty sure.
You got everything all updated, huh?
Pretty much. Yeah, Bill, the laptop died, so I had to go migrate my ass over to the office. So I didn't have nothing. I didn't have Photoshop set up. Didn't have anything going on. So it took a while, but I'm ready to go.
Oh no.
Hi, Jen.
Hello.
Jen?
How are you today, Jen?
I am pretty good. I had trouble finding the link, so I was late.
Holy light there behind you, Bill. You tanning or is this like studio lighting now?
It's
That's impressive. Jesus.
I found it at a industrial supply shop down the street from me, and I like it,
Ah.
so
Decided you're going to start shooting some porn. I get it. Yeah, okay. Nice. But yeah, I haven't seen been one of these in a while.
I think Kristen is trying to get in. She's having some problems.
Uh-oh.
so you're trying to replace the laptop or update the laptop, David?
Well, yeah, I had none of my email contacts, so I had to set up Outlook and I had to install Photoshop and Premiere. And, I knew the laptop was dying, so the last couple of weeks I moved everything over, like work files and everything. So that wasn't no major losses or anything. But it finally died on Sunday night. And tried everything to get it back, so I spent yesterday installing software, and the rules. And then, of course, I'll have a new laptop next month and get to do this all over again. For now, it's the desktop. That's it. Which is nice, I gotta say. I was doing some work earlier on Photoshop, and it's a lot faster.
I just realized that they've done away with the toolbox.
Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't even bothered.
Gone.
I don't see a toolbox now.
Oh, gone.
Dude, it's been a year maybe since I've been in that. Something like that. So no, there's no lower thirds anymore, or what's the deal?
No, for some reason it seems to be going away.
Oh.
When Google switched from Hangouts to YouTube powering list,
What's the process like as far as setting them up for live ones?
I've got a list of instructions.
Like, do you have to use OBS or something, or like do you have to use like a broadcasting software to get the code?
No, you don't. I don't know if that's Doc or what that noise is.
Oh. Yeah.
It's like someone has a fan going, maybe, or something. Oh,
No.
went off when David, you muted him.
Was it me?
No,
Oh, okay.
Is it back? Because I just unmuted myself.
no, it's gone.
Interesting.
That could have been caused by loose wire in a mic or something too.
Yeah, possible.
Well, Jen, what have you been up to lately?
We had a holiday here in Canada yesterday, so I took the day off and did family stuff because it was family day.
Wait,
Was
there
it?
was
Are
a
you
holiday here and Dave and
Are
I
you kidding me? Oh my God, it was family day and I was running around the house freaking out on everyone because my computer died. Great, thanks. Oh, no,
I think
you're
it
all
might
right.
just
No, ours
be
is different.
me.
Ontario's is different. That's right. Yeah, ours is a different day.
Yeah, I know they're talking about moving
Yeah.
it, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not. But
I think that's kind of regional because ours is different.
Which holiday was this?
Family
Usually Family
Day.
Day. The kids get the day off school, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, my kids are at school yesterday, so we certainly didn't have it here. Yeah, in Canada we have Family Day where the kids get the day off and you're supposed to, it's like a holiday and you're supposed to go do stuff with your kids. And
Teachers and bankers are the only people who get Family Day off.
It sounds like
Terry goes and hangs out with his brother.
I think everywhere I went yesterday, everything was open. So
That's
they
what
don't. I think they do like some of the family touristy things. I think they do discounts and stuff on Family Day, but that's about it.
it's a government holiday. Only government employees, bankers, and
Get to spend their time with their kids on Family Day.
it sounds like a good holiday to me.
I think you guys get way more holidays in the States than us, though.
That's what you got when you live in a socialist country, Bill.
I think I get like 3 holidays this month, February. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
For what?
There's
Now I'm putting you on the spot to try to remember.
should look them up, huh?
Yeah. Self-employment just means a holiday is a day that your clients won't be bugging you so you can catch up on other stuff. That's all it really is.
Yeah, the downside though, when we have holidays here and US doesn't work out so nicely though.
No, but come on, July is great. We got Canada Day July 1, so I just tell them I'm gone. And then July 4th, they have theirs. So literally, it's like a week off. If it gets near a weekend, and you have July 1st and July 4th close together, you can get almost a week off.
Got President's Day on February 20th.
Is that where you celebrate your president?
I guess so.
Yeah, that'll be interesting if you're on it. My goodness.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't like Washington's birthday like right around there too or something?
The President's Day was a combination of, you had Washington's birthday, Lincoln's birthday. They combined 2 or 3 of them and just said, okay, that's enough time off for you guys. We're going to make it one.
Really, these days it's just another day. Well, it's a big day for the auto market to get some subprime loans out there,
Right.
Well, I think it's also so the government agencies can have one holiday a month. They have to get one more day off a month than everybody else, or
That's actually why they put Family Day in February for BC, because it was like long stretch without any other holidays in there.
Yeah, but although I found with my Canadian clients that the first Monday of every month is a bank holiday. I'm going to start invoicing on the 15th, not the 31st, because every damn one comes in a week later.
So has anyone tried sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, hey, Christian, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Has anyone tried Chime? Video conferencing tool?
Is that the thing that Amazon just announced this morning?
Yeah, well, kind of like last night, but yeah.
No, I haven't.
what does it do?
I've got it installed. It does it seems like it's like a mashup of like everything that we like and all the tools that are out there, and they put it all. And it's gonna be like a premium thing. You can have like a free account, but it's only for two people. So if you have a really small team, that can work. But
Check out
it
Zoom.
has some really neat features. Zoom. The thing that I'm kind of excited about is like, I'm trying to think what they call it, but you can see who's on. You know, we have that in Hangouts, but it just seems like from what I've read so far that it's all integrated, being spread out into all these different tools. Oh, like Hangouts was turning into before they like went like this with a hammer and shrapnel went flying.
Yeah,
It looks like it'd be pretty pricey to be using it regularly.
Yeah.
Like it's $15 per user for video and screen
Definitely
sharing.
an enterprise. It's meant to be for those enterprise teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using Zoom here the last few weeks after checking a bunch of them out, and I like Zoom a lot. They're free one. You have unlimited duration and number of calls between two people. And if you have 3 or more, then you're limited for the free version. You're limited to 40-minute duration. It automatically kicks you out an MP4, and you can get the audio, the video, or the combined, all separate. And,
I can't remember. Is there like a watermark?
No watermark at all. Now they have a premium version for like $14.99 a month. So you can go up to 50 participants in your rooms. And they got other stuff set up for like conference room calling and webinar services, you know, with different services attached, different features. But the Zoom has been pretty good. I'm using the free one for evaluation, but I've already decided I'm going to go ahead and sign up for the pro account.
Now Zoom has the screen sharing too, right?
Absolutely, both ways. Yeah, anybody can screen share.
Is that Zoom Live?
Can you have
which is
remote
good. Coffee to
control?
talk. With the GoToMeeting ones, you actually have to give the other guy presenter powers to screen share. So is it like
Right.
that? It's just anybody wants to screen share, they can.
Yeah, that's one of the things too about Chime that I thought was, I don't know if any of you have used Rabbit, but you can like share your screen, but it like also gives you like a it uses Firefox. It uses like, it's not, they don't call it Firefox, but it's basically and you can
Mozilla
pass. What was that?
Probably Mozilla WebKit.
Yeah. And you can pass the remote control. So like if you're pulling up a search, there the screen for everybody to see, and then you can also give the remote to someone else so that they can use it and they can direct the search. So you can like go throughout Google or whatever, Bing, whatever you want to use as your search engine to searches together.
So
I think that that's pretty cool for business meetings.
Like I said to Doc, I just like, I've been in some corporate meetings lately and people have been using GoToMeeting. I just like the whole recording it thing so that when inevitably some programmer or someone says, you didn't tell me that, I can go, hold on a second. 3 minutes, 43 seconds, go there. That's so I'm going to start using it.
Yeah, the only thing about GoTo Enterprise that bothered me was that occasionally, aside from like big video issues and problems, it would not record, and you wouldn't know it until everything was over and done, and you'd be like, where did my meeting go?
Like I said too, like
Right.
I've been in some meetings with people lately with it, and every time somebody else wants to share a screen, he has to literally give them presenter power and then take it back and then give it to this guy.
Very corporate that way, sure.
It was
I
just like-
control.
Yeah, it was like, no thanks. So hopefully this Zoom thing, and Doc's going to walk me through this week, but hopefully
Yeah. You don't have that problem.
good.
In fact, you and I could both share our screen simultaneously side by side.
Oh, it's split screen too? That'd be neat. All right. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably hit you up tomorrow, Doc. You can walk me through that.
You can actually turn over or take remote control from your keyboard mouse, but I can't imagine very many times I'd be willing to do that. But you can also just say, okay, click. David can now screen share. So you don't have to do the control thing. It's just the presenter just decides to assign that ability to somebody.
All right, that'll be cool. Like I said, I'll probably hit you up tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we'll take a run through it.
Has anybody used Slack team messaging? I know Slack's really popular, so I never really used it that way. I mean, we used it for a lot of messaging, but not for any anything beyond texting.
I think Rob Adler mentioned he was using it, I think.
I use Slack team messaging. I don't know whether that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I use it across quite a few different groups that I'm in. We use it with the university. All the teachers speak on Slack to keep in touch and stuff. So it kind of works really well. Yeah, it's good.
Good sound
And
quality.
hello, Don, you're looking fabulous today, darling.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Well, actually, I'm being a true Manchester tramp. I have my pajama top on.
The only problem with Slack is that you eventually run out of space. Like if your team uses it a lot, like ours, Right Kit, that's our primary, that and Asana is primary use communication. And yeah, we've already run out with the free. So if you're a startup and you're bootstrapping it, then you kind of need to either limit the things that you can connect to. Yes, you definitely have to do that. Because there's only so many applications. You could see almost every app these days connects to Slack. You can integrate it. However, you only get up to 10 or something in the free version.
Mm.
So you just have to kind of be a little bit careful.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of one-on-one and occasional 3 and 4 member meetings, and I have used Skype on occasion, and I like the sound quality on Skype, but I don't really like it for sharing documents and stuff. It just seems like it's blurry and all that stuff. What else? I was really interested in Slack because we used it a lot at SEMrush, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, like I said, I'll let you know with the Zoom thing. Doc and a few people have been sort of poking around at different programs the last little while in our group, and so I'm gonna see what that does. I just try to limit apps. I really don't want 20 different apps doing 10, single things.
Yeah, I was saying last night that I think I want to make it a goal to become an app minimalist, because I've always been so proud to wear my badge of being app happy, but I want to be an app minimalist because I'm just tired of having everything.
That's it. Yeah, I want something you can do multiple things at this, but I'm tired of too many. I'm too old for this.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for voice computers, so I just say, Windows, give me a video feed. I don't even want to keep fucking pressing buttons.
Does anybody string together apps, with the things like if this, then that, or is it Zaps that you can now tie in with things? Do you use those? Yeah. Recipes, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Zapier and all that. Yeah. If this, then that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Has anybody had any disasters with it? Because I've had some real disasters with if this, then that.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh God, I integrated it with Gmail so that every time certain thing happened on my calendar, it would send me an email notification. But then it just went crazy and it started sending me thousands of email notifications telling me that there was certain. But the problem was, once it started, it was almost in a kind of a loop, like an infinite loop of emails. Just completely crashed my browser and I just couldn't stop it, and I had thousands of them I had to try and get rid of. And
Yeah,
the worst
you could
of it,
do that.
So you're saying it gets a glowing recommendation.
Oh, well, the worst of it is when you set something up that is quite a convoluted recipe and it has lots of dependencies, you kind of can't find out where it went wrong. So it just keeps going. So yeah, so I've kind of tried to stay away from anything that was rule-based and integrated with calendars since. So yeah, nightmare.
Skype does more than everything I need. I open up my email, tells me everybody who's online. If I want to email them, it tells me, well, I can just go over and Skype them.
Well, see, that's it. I've been using Skype, but until recently when I saw these videos, and again, like these guys were putting 1 hour meetings up. I'll drag it into Premiere and chop it up like we used to do with the Hangouts and stuff in the 5-minute sections. You know, we talked about header tags here. We talked about, you know, pagination here and whatever. But I like this whole recording of it because I'm dealing with like teams, right? So you've got the marketing, the head of SEO guy, you might have a CMO, you got a programmer lead, and you know, I just like the fact that these things like Zoom will spit out a video that at the end, if someone comes back, you know, 2 weeks later and says, you didn't tell me about that. I could just go to, you know, I'll pull up this video, go to 2 minutes, 43 seconds. Oh, have a nice day.
Yes, exactly.
That's why the only reason I'm looking at this stuff now is like I like this whole recording the video and then I can put it somewhere.
You can't record the audio on Skype anymore? Please.
Well, a lot of it's screenshots too, though. You know what I mean? Like we're in screenshots. We're in like Webmaster Tools or something, right? And there's screenshots and you're saying, okay, clean up these 404s or let's go look at the parameters, whatever you're doing in there. It's nice to have that recorded so you know, in which makes it easier that like the programmer can't even turn around and say, I don't understand, where am I supposed to? No, we were in Webmaster Tools, I walked you through, I give you, you know, baby steps the whole way, you know. Oh, no. So, yeah.
You can capture that with Camtasia.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. But then again, that's still one more program, so screw it. Like, why, you know, I don't
already have that running anyhow, so for me, it's not.
Well, and also, like, you still have to get, like, permission to record meetings, right? Like so that everybody knows you're being.
Oh, that's
no, he's not broadcasting them. I'm not putting. They're not going in the air. They go in a repository
right.
in various groups. That, you know, if it's, you know, Google Drive or wherever you're putting them. In this case, this company keeps them on Google Drive, right? So the client can go to their folder on Google Drive, access the videos, and away you go.
Not sure.
Which is nice too because, you know, when I'm being brought in on projects like this, it was nice for me to be able to go and look, you know, while I'm working. Slap on the video for the last 2 meetings these people have to get myself up to speed with the client and everything else. You know, it was nice. I sat there working and listening away, and you know, I got up to speed. So I thought, you know, it was really handy, and I'm going to start doing that myself.
Yeah, one of the things that I've been doing is, just looping the audio from a video, like a recording, like you're talking about, and getting that through Audacity. I use a Mac, so I run that through Audacity and into Siri for a transcript. So it automatically.
That's what I was going to go to.
Yeah, it transcribes every word, which is just awesome.
But it's even, you know, it's even funny how I'm using it. Like I was telling somebody the other day, we were having a conversation about video marketing, this and that. You know, my teenage kids go to YouTube before they go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, they're getting to the point of Google who? You know, they go literally, if it's like how to do anything, they go to YouTube first. And it's not as much as, you know, some of us older folks think that it's all about, video. No, literally, because they'll have their tablet here and their computer, like, you know, my son will be sitting here playing a video game or something. He'll put something on YouTube and listen to it. He's not necessarily watching the video. He's listening to it because it's auditory, right? So he's busy multitasking. He's doing something here on this, and he's listening to the video on his phone or on his tablet or whatever. And the daughter does that too. So, you know, a lot of times video isn't necessarily as one thinks as far as watching. You know, there's a lot of this younger generation now that use it as just an auditory thing so they can do something else.
Well, you said that.
First, I'll go to YouTube before I'll go to Google to search for information.
Yeah, and a lot of young people I know these days, when I ask them or say, you know, hey, how you doing? That's what they're doing. YouTube's stop number one, you know, because Google, you got to read. What? Read? I don't want to read. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I want to listen to stuff. You know?
David, you said that about videos not necessarily going to be the be all and end all, but I'm just like
No, I'm
preparing
still
a
saying
deck.
they are, but I'm saying the approach
I'm
that people think it has to be visually appealing all the time, and that like a website or something, that it's that visual that's drawing people. No, I still think video is a great place to be. You should be there. Just how people are perceiving how it's used. I'm not sure, if they really look.
Well, I'm just like preparing a deck today for a talk that I'm going to be doing a bit later on this week. And, the Cisco stats are that 70% of all IP traffic in 2020 is going to be video data. So video is kind of where the book's headed in so many ways. And, a huge amount of young people now immediately say that they'll start looking for ways of doing things on YouTube. So that is a go-to place to learn everything. Because if you said
and that's very common. They really do. Like again, they'll start at YouTube. Google's kind of a second choice.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of where the book is headed, for sure.
And if you're knee deep into like YouTube analytics and stuff, I think it's interesting just as a search mark, as a fan of search. I mean, I like picking apart the algorithms and the analytics in YouTube really give you a hint because the engagement numbers and all that kind of stuff. There's certainly different sets of parameters on what they think is important over there. Like percentage watch. And, like even last year, the engagement section of the analytics blew up ×2. Originally you had like percentage watch, a handful of other things. Now the engagement section of the analytics on YouTube is just like that big. So obviously that's it's a big part of how things are working.
People neglect it. It's massively neglected. Loads of brands uploading videos all the time, but they never bother to check things like YouTube analytics. They just keep throwing videos on there and just ignoring them. Stupid.
Oh yeah, and there's great insights in there. It's a lot different than Google Analytics. It's a very user engagement sort of based thing. And there's just different parameters we're not used to. But yeah, I love going in there, man. I got a channel for my kids, so when I want to play around with optimizing stuff, we'll do like a video game thing, or so I'll produce it for them, and then I'll put it up, and and so yeah, I just kept playing with different ways, from titles to thumbnails to this and that, and different ways of getting that engagement and getting that time. I love playing around the analytics and the ranking in there. So it's new. I've been doing Google for 10 years, whatever. How old's Google now? 17. But I say the same thing too, with Amazon or, eBay or whatever. Whenever there's a search engine or whenever there's a search box, I'm curious on how it's doing stuff. It's just my nature. So I like playing with all of it. So I'm not just on Google.
I'm going on some courses actually, Amazon Marketplace courses. For me, it's kind of the opportunity that is still ripe to be had. If you like, set kind of doing stuff on Amazon, and it's an area that I'm not strong on. So there's a chap over here that runs Amazon Marketplace courses. So I'm just about to go on that. Well, after the dissertation, everything is after the dissertation. Hell, but yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that because it's kind of, for me, it's still to be had, that whole Amazon Marketplace.
Yeah, no, I agree. You don't hear, again, it's unfortunate. I've always felt it unfortunate that SEOs, because we're search engine marketers, most of them are just Google marketers. Like, are you really, when's the last time you played with Facebook search? When's the last time you played with Amazon, YouTube, other search engines? It's not a conversation most of the time.
Yeah, well, for me, I always think at the end of the day, if people are moving, then I'll move with the people. People move between search engines, Facebook, Twitter. People move. The audience moves. So they don't constantly live in.
Even the paid side of Facebook search is far more interesting than AdWords. Right? The targeting and the different things you can do with the pixel and everything you can do over there with custom audiences and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Facebook is a blast to do on a paid side. Yeah, it's like a gold mine.
Yeah, lookalike audience is brilliant. Once you can get that really good lookalike audience.
Yeah. I love paid Facebook. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So there's a whole world out there, as I say.
That's it. Get off your Google addiction. We'll have, Google addiction support groups going soon. We got penguins, pandas.
Well, I think as long as it continues being the dominant search engine, people are still going to care what Google's doing.
Yeah, but
right?
again, my clients at the end of the day care about money and ROI and conversions and stuff. You could do pretty good with Facebook paid stuff. I swear, it's really interesting.
But why not be in all of them? I say.
That's what I say. Yeah, just find the ones that make you, work the best, convert the best, sell the most, and keep doing it. If it's making money, keep doing it.
Yeah. Go where the audience is, as to say. For sure. What's everybody up to? Anything exciting?
Not me. Lots of intake work, lots of getting, an agency I know decided they were going a different direction, so they offloaded like 6 or 7 clients. So I'm just doing lots of intake and getting my crap together. And so front loaded, new clients are always front loaded. So yeah, the next 3 weeks of my life is just getting my crap together. So going brain dead, going numb. 6-7 day week. Yeah.
Yeah. I think your dog getting on the platform.
Kind of broke up for me there, Don. I don't know what it was.
Is it my sound that's making that noise?
No, yeah, you're good now. It just kind of drifted off like you were slowly going under. Ready to call a lifeguard there.
That's how I feel. I do feel like I'm slowly going under. So, no, I was saying that I keep thinking that your dog's determined to get in on the action on this Hangout. Keeps going backwards and forwards, David, all the time. It's like as if it wants to really be here.
So yeah, the connection still does seem funky. It's like Kristen's picture just froze up again.
I don't think it's mine, although my husband has got flash doors going on the internet in the other room.
You're on my end. You're awfully fuzzy, Dawn. I'm gonna try muting my own and see if I'm contributing to this at all.
Is it me?
Well, yeah, I don't think it's any of us. It's Google. This is never. I don't think it's ever been perfect, Terry. Has it? We've never really had one session we went, man, that was awesome. No trouble at all.
I'm gonna blame Bill because he's at the soundboard. Bill, come on, fix that sound.
But that's why we need innovators to keep coming out with things like Hangouts, Chime, Skype.
Yeah, I love the innovators. You got any investors to go with those innovators?
Bill, is it my sound or not? Do you think?
No, you're good now. It just kind of drifted off for a little bit there. It's fine now. Your video's going.
Don't actually really have the soundboard.
Who's got the soundboard? What the hell is a soundboard?
There isn't.
There isn't a soundboard.
Oh, so you're just all trying to baffle me with science.
We're at the mercy of Google, as it was pointed out, right? I mean, if they don't have the bandwidth to take, what do we got, like 7 people talking at once, then, we're going to get back what we put in.
Has anybody still got snow? Have you got snow still going on, Jennifer?
There's a little bit in my yard, I guess, but not that much.
Yeah, no, we've not seen any yet. Still kind of waiting for it. It keeps threatening, but no, we've not seen any. Thank God. The UK is not very good at handling anything above 2 centimeters of snow.
Neither are they here.
We're just terrible. You see all these other countries, like I don't know, Sweden and Finland and places like that. They're just totally geared up for it all. But us, we're not very good with any extremes of weather. If it's too sunny, we have we have post pipe bans within like 2 days. If it's blowing a gale, then you know the whole of Facebook goes up in uproar when everybody's things like washing lines get blown over. It's like it's a tornado that's hit us. So we're absolutely terrible with weather in the UK.
Yeah, here in the U.S., we like to make fun of the southern states, and there was a meme that was circulated last winter. I think they had a quarter-inch of snow in Georgia, and cars were like littered all over the highway, off on the berm, and just off of the ramps and upside down from a quarter-inch of snow. So, here in the U.S., I guess we got the whole gamut. But lucky people like Bill out there in California.
Hey, it rains here sometimes.
It rains.
Oh, I feel sorry for you. It rains here nearly every day.
Well, then they have those spillways, though. That's no, that's a scary thing. 160,000 people, was it, displaced?
Yeah.
How did those warnings go out, I wonder? Did you know anything about that, Bill? Did you hear any alerts or anything?
What's a spillway?
Well,
that was
A big dam.
it was a
or
dam.
a forest dam or something went. It wasn't the dam itself, but it was a spillway where the water comes over the top and it kind of releases pressure. But for some reason, whether it was construction or damage, the spillway gave way. And it was apparently only minutes after they evacuated 160,000 people. So yeah, it could have been a big disaster.
Yeah, this morning they showed the largest dam in San Diego County, which is nowhere near that size. And they asked people, could something like that happen here? And the answer was no, we just don't have the amount of water in that dam for that to take place. Yeah.
The dam that had this failed spillway, I hear, was the tallest dam maybe in the whole US. So, I mean, height implies depth. That was a lot of water behind that dam. California goes from crying about being in drought for 5 years or something, and then all of a sudden their dams are bursting. So, it's like feast or famine, it seems.
Another big thing is because there's a storm coming tomorrow or something down there that's going to impact it as well. And so they're really concerned if they're dumping rocks on it like from a helicopter to see if they can block up the hole, because the hole in the spillway is the size of a football field, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you're using your weather targeting for your AdWords ads and you're selling like Boston whalers or Zodiac rubber boats, you could really make a killing, right?
Did you know about this, Bill, or is this all news to you?
It's hundreds of miles away.
Oh, is it? All right. Okay. How big is California? Is it huge?
It's huge, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, because here pretty much everywhere it's quite small, really, compared to.
It's all small to us Canadians. California, what's that? A couple of miles outside my backyard's almost that big.
Right. When I lived on the East Coast, the events they're talking about with the dam up north would have been 10, 12 states away.
Yeah, dams are not very big here, on the East Coast. We're not relying on them for hydroelectric generation, or they're not backing up huge lakes and things that kind of happen naturally. I like that whole New York string, like Lake Champlain and Lake George and all that. But that's, as I recall, just naturally occurring.
I went and saw Hoover Dam when I was at PubCon this year. Like, how many years have I gone to PubCon? I've never actually seen anything outside of like Las Vegas proper. And that was pretty impressive. I don't know how that compares to the dam that's having issues right now, though.
Don't know. Did you helicopter out there, Jen?
No, we drove.
Ah, okay. I was curious.
Did you go to that creepy? There's like a creepy town halfway along what's that road that goes out of Vegas? There's a road, isn't there? There's a road that goes out of Vegas, and there's like this creepy town halfway along that's got no electricity. And is it called Death Valley? It's called Death Valley, isn't it? That road.
Oh, we went to Death Valley on another day. that was pretty cool as well.
Is there a little town halfway along, and it's kind of a creepy place?
There's a town that's like known for aliens because it was near the Roswell incident, I guess.
That's quite creepy then.
It's really just a lot of
What was
the tourist trap, basically. Like we saw signs for it, and it was like the little green alien and stuff like that.
do they have like signs that like start from like way back or something, like, and give you like lots of warning that you're getting to? I don't know, like the funny signs or something. I don't know.
What you gonna do? Go off road?
Fake
I'm gonna go around this place off road.
Well, in
What
Death
was
Valley, there's
cool
roads
about-
that are pretty much off road. Like they're brutal. It was
That's
so
what I was
interesting
gonna
there,
ask
though.
about Death Valley.
The name kind of says it all, doesn't it, really? God, the name Death Valley really is just a terrible name, isn't it?
I think it got its name for being the hottest place on Earth, or in the U.S., I think.
In the
Yeah.
U.S., yeah. It's about 100 feet, as I recall, below sea level. So it's this deep valley, and it just bakes in the sun constantly. And there's like no water, of course, being a desert. And you can imagine in the early days, I'm not sure if it's like Route 66 that goes through there, but it was one of these early highways. It was like, oh, a trans-U.S. highway, but it was only like 2 lanes, and you could get out in the middle of it, and it was just like completely isolated.
It is. And I remember looking at my phone, and I was on some sketchy network. And I looked it up because I'm like, this can't be good. But it's some network company that covers areas that AT&T and stuff won't cover because it's just not that many users. So I meant to look at my cell phone bill to see what I got charged for roaming on their network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless your tire goes flat, it's.
God. Imagine breaking down there in the night. Oh my God, this does not bear thinking about.
The one thing that I found so fascinating is, I'm trying to remember how hot it was. It was in the 40s. But when you get out of the car and get out of the air conditioning, you're not even that hot. Like normally you think about how hot and sweaty you would be, but because it's just such a dry heat, I got out of the car and I'm like, oh, this is fine. Like this is nothing. Throw in some humidity and I would have been quite miserable, I'm sure.
Right. And if you're in there at night, it's desert, you don't really feel lots of heat because the air's so thin, it gets cold at night in deserts.
Yeah.
Have you been, Bill? Have you got? You always go to PubCon, don't you? More or less.
Yeah.
Have you been to Death Valley?
I haven't been to the dam either.
No, I've not. I'm thinking that if I go again this year, I'm going to probably do a little bit of venturing outside of the casinos and the hotels of Vegas, and maybe go and have a look at the Grand Canyon that way on.
I've never been to the Grand Canyon, and
Yeah.
I never even
That's
got.
a popular trip.
Yeah, I never even got to Fremont, and Fremont's supposedly like worth at least going having a bit of a nosy in. I never even got there, so it's worth looking at, isn't it?
It's definitely a different kind of strip.
Our friend Rotimi that does SEO, he hasn't been to Grand Canyon either, and when he came through Phoenix to his, where he's now living in San Francisco, we met up and we're making plans to go to Grand Canyon. And so we should like get the group that's never been.
I know every couple of years the group will get together and do like the helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon.
You should come to PubCon, Kristen.
Set it up, and
it's
go there.
cool.
It's so awesome. If you get to see the Grand Canyon, it will stay with you the rest of your life. And, as opposed to the things that you get to do in town, right? So you go to PubCon and you're in Vegas and you look around and you're like, well, I've got 3 hours to kill before my flight, right? What am I going to do? And your boss says, go jump off a building, and you do it, right? And it's like, And people are looking at you and you're like, okay, yeah, I jumped off the building. And they're like, wasn't that awesome? And you're like, yeah, like, so what? You know, I would much rather see the Grand Canyon, you know, just absolutely great stuff. And, you know, and then you hear from people who do crazy things. Dwayne Forrester goes out and he gets in race cars, and drives Ferraris at 200 miles an hour or whatever. And that's what he does when he goes there. So, you know, I can't touch that.
No, I'll probably just go.
But you'd have to run awful fast.
Have to burn a lot of plastic.
So is anybody going to, I know Jen's going, but anybody else going to SMX West? Is it SMX East, West? Which one is it?
West.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be there.
We're getting to the point where we're gonna close down for the week. Why don't we go around and let people know if you're gonna be going to SMX West or PubCon or wherever you might be visiting. Michael?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere, and you can't pry me out of here. So, but soon. I keep telling myself soon I'll be back on the circuit. But you know, I hope you're all enjoying the shows because they're always a lot of fun. And you know, the idea of this group going and meeting up sounds dangerous to me. So,
But we'd have to come to southern Jersey to catch up.
yeah.
Okay, that might not happen soon.
You're all welcome. Come. I have a big house. Stay in the whatever capital of the world, Burlington, New Jersey. You know, and we do have
Cable
signs.
television.
Burlington Bristol Bridge signs cross the state of New Jersey and all of Pennsylvania, and you know, so we know it's just, you know, and not to miss sightseeing privilege.
Kristen?
I'm not going and not going and not going. Maybe next year. This year is too complex.
Okay.
But I'll be looking forward to all the posts and all the fun pictures that everyone always sends out because those are just too fun. Hugging and having a great time.
Dawn? No, you went to the Wisdom Conference recently.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, and as I say, I was on the coach back with Ricardo Beza Yates. He was really, really, really welcoming to me, very friendly, and had a really good chat with him. He was going to introduce me to Mark Majork. And we went to Ely Cathedral, and we had the banquet there. It was absolutely freezing, but the food was lovely, and that was really nice. I'm off to SMX Munich in a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm off to SMX West to Silicon Valley, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. In between, I'm doing my dissertation and lecturing and stuff at the university. So quite busy at the moment, yeah. And clients, obviously working with clients all the time, yeah. Never enough hours in the day.
David, are we going to see you in any?
Hell no, Terry. No, I'll answer for Terry while we're at it too. No, we don't go anywhere there. No, never do, never have, never will. No, sorry. But you can always find us on Skype and elsewhere chit chat. Here with you on Tuesdays. And that's what the only place in Tuesdays. No, I don't go anywhere.
Got to handle the broken
They can have
laptop.
SMX, and they can have SMX next door to me, and I probably don't know if I saw it.
They had one in Canada for a couple of years.
Yeah, well, there was one in Toronto for a little while.
Yeah.
Terry?
Yeah, I don't, but I don't go to them, that's for sure. I won't pay to go to them, especially. I spoke at a couple here in Toronto, but Canada's a conference-free zone these days. Apparently, we're no one wants to do them here anymore.
You should have one, you know. You really should, because
I've been thinking about it. I actually work for a place that does some big events here in Toronto.
There's like three of you here. There's Marie. There's Baruch. There's loads of Canadians in SEO over there. I know it's huge, and there's a huge distance between you. But
there's even there's Canadians. Not many.
You got him and Jim
know
Hedger. There's a whole bunch of people like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of the Canadian people aren't very well known.
Well, no,
Because most of us were here really early and don't blog.
Yeah, but you're known to us. I mean, Jen's known, David's known, you're known, Terry, Marie's known. That's 4, and Baruch is pretty well known, to be honest, as well. That's 5.
But if I did it, I'd get people like Bill to come, and I'd actually pay him to come rather than take all the money for myself, like some people do.
This is a high turnover industry, Don. I give it about, I don't know, another 8-9 months, and nobody even have a clue who I am. So, like I've been telling the gang in the dojo, 18 months from now, we will hear the first, who's Mad Cuts? That cut, who? Maximum 18 months till we hear someone say that because of the turnover we got. I met a guy the other day, he's trying to teach, and he's like, I'm teaching, and I want to teach people, and I'm this and that. I'm making these videos. Would you come on one of my Hangouts, Dave? This and that. I'm like, how long have you been around? Oh, I've been in SEO for 2 years, and he's teaching. Okay, all right, sure, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, but Canada is a wide open market and a good one. And when I think about that, I think about looking for a year at SEMrush for a good-sized Canadian digital marketing conference, and the biggest I could find, and it was only a couple of years old, was like 400 attendees or something. It was horrible. It was pathetic. I'm sorry to say. I mean, so maybe is the mindset that different in Canada that you just don't go out to these things and it's too showy or effusive or something? Or,
no,
I don't know what the reason was.
They won't pay $1,500. Most of the freelancers won't pay it because they know it ain't worth it.
But you know what, Terry? Seriously, in the UK, there's conferences here that are free. Yeah. So Brighton SEO is that it started off the first 4 years, it's completely free. Got to the point where 2,000 people were turning up to it. And then they started introducing what they call friends tickets, and they're like 75 quid. And they're feeling like a massive conference centre now. It's like the biggest event, I would say.
But also, you think about it. A lot of the conference thing is to go and see these people you talk to all year long on Facebook, Skype, and everywhere else. It's a networking thing. But so again, if you got one in Toronto and there's only you might meet 2 or 3 people, and you're probably already gone out for dinner with them without a conference. It's not going to be as big a networking deal. So it'd be straight up conference. So like Terry's saying, you're going to pay $1,500 just to go and wander about aimlessly. You're not really need that with all those people. Like when you guys have a Brighton SEO, half the friends I know in the UK are all like, "Oh, meet you here on this day, meet you there on this day, meet you." What am I gonna do? Hey Terry, yeah, I know you were over for dinner last week. You want to meet up and pay $1,500? No, I'll just drive down to Toronto and go hang out with Terry and save myself $1,500. I'll just go to his place. We'll cook something up and save ourselves $1,000. There's just not enough people like him and Jim Hedger, and Jim comes over to Terry's all the time.
Actually, there is, because at the last SES I was at, there was way more than 400 people there. I'll say that much. Way more.
Where was that held?
Well, a part of it is too, not many people come here to talk. So there's enough big agencies that you could make some money just by giving them a chance to talk.
There's a future business here for Jen and her publication to start her own conference and take over the whole, upper, section of the continent, right? Be a media company.
Well, SEO Pros could do that as well. Actually, we already did kind of something like that.
Well, you should definitely all get together, you Canadian people, because any excuse to come to Canada, it's somewhere I've never been to and I'd like to go. So if there's a conference there, I have a
My advice is do it in January. Best time.
There's all those government holidays that you can come back to the government holiday don't miss any work or anything.
And yeah, but I think people tend to want to go to conferences because they get out of work.
Well, there you go, Don. I'll just have a barbecue out back and get Terry and Jim Hedger over, and see yourself. All you need is the travel money. We'll put you up here. You can hang out in the country and have a nice barbecue and save $1,500.
At any rate.
Well, okay. I was making my way around. Jen.
Yep, I'll be at SMX West, and the Google Dance is going to be there again. I'm at Brighton SEO, and I'm sure I'll be at PubCon. And I think that's everywhere I'm scheduled to be anyway. And that's for the rest of my week. Probably nothing that exciting other than the usual.
Hey, have you decided yet, Bill, whether you're coming across, or have you not decided, or?
I haven't decided. I need to actually see if they want me to come and speak.
Okay. Are you in touch with Kelvin?
I need to get in touch with Kelvin.
Okay. Do you want me to email him, or have you got his email, or do you want me to email him and say?
Sure, you can do that.
Okay, no worries. We'll do, yeah. Mm-hmm. I hope you can get here. I'm looking forward to Jen coming over, because you've not decided how long you're staying for yet, have you?
No, I need to sit down and look at my calendar. I just had to book another ticket for a family trip that I have doing. And now that I have that set, I got to sit down and figure out where I'm going to be when and organize flights and hotels and all that crap.
Yeah. I still got to, I've got to try and still do this dissertation amongst all of these trips where I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to be going to SMX West, and I'm going to be sat in my hotel room working on my dissertation like a true sado. Like, oh God, please be over, for God's sake.
Well, we're going to close down the show for the week. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.